Then it's Spurling. That show, mama, you know what I'm talking about. Fuck him. Mama, that go, that man, he just talk a lot of shit. He be up late at night, tuning into all his hits. See my grandmama hate him.
Pandemic ease, Biden administration continued to invoke it. You see, that lets you know that deportation is not a partisan issue. They all are on the same page. All that you see happening now under Donald Trump is that the hostility has turned up and it is overtly brutal. You got family separation. It's just become the policy. Children taken from the parents, caged like animals, somebody type alligator Alcatraz. Is that what they call it? You got these people storming these workplaces. That's where we want to get them out of there. We got it. They're just hardworking. We know that's the problem. These are not crooks and criminals. These are hardworking people. We know. Those are the ones we want to get out of here because we need to keep those jobs for our American citizens. That's what they're telling you. Shout out to Penny Ford. You don't think they realize they are raiding places where people are working? You don't think they see that clearly? That's what they were doing. That was the whole point. What part of that is confusing to you? That's the whole point. I don't see why that was in any way confusing anybody. I mean, it might have been confusing to you before, but now you understand. You got military style enforcement. They literally got the Marines involved in this. That's got to be a violation of the posse comitatus. This wasn't about crime. It's not about terrorism. It's not even about border security. It's about labor. The United States no longer needs all these millions of low-skilled workers. Shout out to Yashua Ben Joseph. I'm going to read all the super chats. We got 15 super chats, man. Y'all can do better than that. I know y'all learned something, but I'm going to let y'all make it. Hopefully y'all will get to where I need to be. I'm going to start cussing. Now, better yet, I'm going to put Jesus in here on y'all. I'm going to let y'all listen to 5 minutes of gospel music. But let me get back to this lesson. We got machines to harvest the crops. We got robots that can clean the hotel rooms. You see? Undocumented, illegal, we tolerated them. They were cheap labor. But now they become a political liability. So what's the response? Not reform, not integration, not legalization, militarization. You understand me? Our current administration has deployed unprecedented force to remove people once we finish exploiting. This is what
y'all had black fatigue.
You see? We are getting them up out of here at this point. We don't need them anymore. And that's how America works. And that's the cold, hard truth about it. You got entire towns along the border that have been transformed into quasi-military zones with helicopters circling overhead, children afraid to attend school, ICE agents, DHS agents function more like special forces than immigration officers. This isn't about policy, it's about warfare. Here's the hypocrisy. The very same people who hired the undocumented workers to clean their homes and cook their food are now cheering as they rounded up and deported, aren't y'all? Tell the truth. You out here cheering. You might not be able to go to the taco truck, but you happy to see them go. Especially you brothers out here who are now getting jobs at these car washes and the contract. It's the first time you can go around the country. This is like some of the first time you actually see black men and white men. And I'm not saying this is exclusion of all Latinos, But now you see more black men and white men doing construction work. And it's the same politicians who turn a blind eye to exploited immigrant labor are now building careers on border toughness and national identity. Shout out to Solomon 321. Are you learning something? And your so-called liberal allies, Brother King, Dr. King, and Brother Malcolm X warned you about them. They're not fighting for immigrant rights. They're panicking about who's going to mow that lawn now that ICE is emptying the neighborhood. So let's call it what it is. The era of immigrant utility is over. And in its place, the U.S. has chosen surveillance, punishment, and mass expulsion. This is an economic purge. Now, I broke this down to you all, and I'm going to break it down to you again. We're going to talk about this 14th Amendment, because this is a key point. Okay? The 14th Amendment was originally meant to give black people who were formerly slaves citizenship. Black people who were bred in this country on breeding farms after the transatlantic slave trade ended in 1808. They were bred, and my family too. You got family in Virginia, Maryland, and Kentucky. You ended up down in Louisiana, and you might be asking, how did my people get down there? You came from a breeding farm. We went from 400,000 in 1808 to over 4 million in 1860. It's because it was a deliberate state-sanctioned reproductive exploitation. That does not mean we didn't have black people here before slavery started officially in 1619. There were black people here. We came over with the Mayflower. We came with Columbus. You had black people who came with Abubakar II in 1311. We've been here. I'm not saying that. I'm saying that in addition to those people, there were black people who were 400,000 enslaved people. And by the time slavery ended, it was 4 million in 1860. And none of them were white. Even if their daddy was white, granddaddy white, they were all up. Nope. Because we followed the legal doctrine of the Romans called partus sequitur ventrum, which means the race of the child flows with the mother. I also explained to you all that 1/3 of black people in Charleston, South Carolina owned slaves. They were free people of color. I explained to you already that the Emancipation Proclamation only freed the slaves in the Confederate States. It didn't free the slaves on the border states, nor did it free the slaves who were in the free northern states. It freed about 500,000 people. It didn't free anybody in Kentucky or Delaware. Okay? So now the war is over. Shout out to Andre Ugbo. The war is over. It's 1868. The war ended 3 years ago. The 14th Amendment. It was designed to give black folks citizenship. It was designed to give formerly enslaved black people citizenship. And if you read it, it actually says all persons born and naturalized in the United States and is subject to the jurisdiction thereof are citizens. That's going to be a hard concept for many of you all to understand. That's probably as hard as successor state liability in my reparations discussions. Every time I talk about reparations, the first thing folks say is, well, those nations in Africa didn't exist. So how can you get reparations from them? Successor state liability. You are responsible for the obligations and the debts of those states that you succeeded, whether it was a tribal nation or another country. That's international law. It's a concept. So, moving back to the 14th Amendment, jurisdiction thereof. Now, for 150 years, we've understood that foreign nationals and diplomats, their children born in this country, are not subject to the jurisdiction thereof. Shout out to Commander Bracey. We understand that this 14th Amendment was, in matter of fact, we understand that this 14th Amendment was specifically meant for black people. Why are they enforcing it now? We know that the framers' intent, we know what that was. This wasn't for foreign nationals. They discussed this in the 39th Congress. Every senator who took the floor agreed on the clause, this purpose, that this guarantees citizenship to free black slaves who would otherwise be stateless. Because remember, we went from being property to being free.
Mama, that go that man.